Thanks for tuning in. This is Sweet Cyclist. Today we're going to be reviewing the Magicshine Seemee 100 Smart Bike Rear Taillight. So here we have Magishine's latest Seemee 100 taillight. This is part of the updated Seemee taillights and offers a lot of technical features with a really attractive price. What I have here is a sneak preview, so I don't actually have the packaging. I'll show a little photo here on the right. And as you can see, Magicshine uses their really iconic black and orange color scheme, as well as eco-friendly materials, so minimal use of plastic with the taillight really prominently displayed. Now if we pretend like we did unboxing, we'll jump through the specs now. This is the Seemee 100 and it has a $35 retail price. It also has a dual LED cob design, so you have this inner cob LED and then the outer ring with little individual emitters along the strip. You have a really unique plastic form factor with great side visibility up to 260 degrees. It's micro USB rechargeable, and it also has two smart features. It has a brake sensor, which automatically switches the current output mode to that 100 lumen boosted mode. It also has an ambient light sensor that automatically adjusts the output mode in the smart setting from a day to a night mode. So really unique way to ride where you don't have to adjust the settings based on the conditions. Now, right out of the box, you're going to get the micro USB charging cable, two zip ties for a little extra security, although you don't really need them. You have the saddle rail mount, which works on rounded rails and lets you mount it right off the rails. You get a normal C-post mount with a rubber strip. What's cool about this is the dual cutout design, so this will work both on rounded C-post and Aero C-post. You also get a warranty card and an instruction manual, which is not shown here. Now let's take a look at the weight of the Seemee 100 taillight. So the taillight by itself comes in at a light 36 grams. The saddle rail mount, which is a pretty light piece of plastic, comes in at only 4 grams. While the C-post mount with the rubber strap comes in at 12 grams. So now let's take a look at the fit and finish of the Seemee 100 taillight. What I really like about this taillight is the LED design. You can see it's a cob LED design with an outer and inner ring and a pretty large face that really attracts attention. This is quite similar to the Seemee 180, except the front face is a little bit different and you have the lower output. So on front you have the cob LED design, and if you look closer you can see the individual emitters along this. They describe this as a transparent optical fiber, so it gives you a nice warm glow. You can see if I turn it on here, it gives you a really nice appearance. Now if we go to the power button here, this is one of my favorite features. Really large and rubber, and they've actually integrated a status indicator. This is something I've complained about a lot on different taillights. Typically you only get a low battery indicator. With the new Seemees, you get a 3-level indicator, so if you click it when it's turned off, it'll flash either green, red, or flash in red to indicate the level. So really nice to see finally on taillights, and it gives you a lot more awareness of your battery status. On the sides, you just have the Magicshine logo, and one thing I was concerned about with these was the side visibility. It looks like the lens is actually flush, so you wouldn't have side visibility. However, when you turn the light on, you can see that front face is actually transparent. So that ensures you have that 260 degree visibility, and it's a really nice design feature. On back, you have a really standard mounting here. It's kind of a scaled down Garmin quarter turn mount style. Nice and secure and really easy to put on, no tools. On the bottom, you have a micro USB charging port. Unfortunately, it's not a USB Type-C. However, the rubber gasket here feels really good, and it sits really flush, so once you push it in, it feels quite secure with the IPX6 rating for this taillight, so it'll definitely be able to handle wet weather riding with no problem. Now, out of the box, you actually get a few mounting options, which is quite cool. You get the C-post mount, and this actually works on Aero C-post with that inner cutout, and round C-post with that outer cutout. So a really clever way to do both C-post designs in one mount. The rubber here also feels quite thick, so I don't have any concerns about this fraying or kind of scratching up over time. You also get the saddle rail mount, which is a cool feature. Really thin and sits on rounded seat rails. Now let's take a look at the mounting options with the Seemee lights. What I have here is the C-post mount as well as the saddle rail mount. To install the saddle rail mount, you simply place it between the saddle rails, and I believe these have to be round rails, so other rails might not work. And then you apply some pressure, and you hear that nice click, and it's in place, so it feels really secure, and it can be slid back and forth slightly. This will interfere with saddle bags or other accessories you might have on here, such as a fender. Now, if we take the Seemee 200 as an example, we do a simple quarter turn for the C-post mount, and you can see really secure, easy rubber straps to remove it and install it. And then for the saddle rail mount, same quarter turn, and it gives you a nice higher placement, especially if you don't have saddle bag. I think it looks a little better as it tucks in underneath your saddle. So now let's take a look at the full lineup of Seemee taillights and compare that to other taillights on the market. What I have here is the Seemee 200. It has the dual LED design, one on the bottom, one on the front, $45. Next we have the Seemee 180 at $40, has a large cob LED design on front. Then you have the Seemee 100 with a slightly lower output and a very similar form factor at $35. And finally the $17 Seemee 30, which is much thinner and lighter than the others. What's really cool about this is that all of the Seemees now have ambient light sensors, and that gives you that smart light output mode to automatically adjust to the conditions or power that secondary LED on or off. You get the brake sensor and everything but the Seemee 30. Now, form factor wise, you can see a rectangular design with the 180, 100, and the 30. And this is quite a departure from the previous Seemee. So I have a Seemee 60 here, and you can see this is very different. It has a polished outer ring to it and a cob LED design. And compared to the other ones, it looks like quite a bit of an outlier. The Seemee 60 does have the brake sensor, but no ambient light sensor. Now, starting with the Seemee 200, this reminds me a lot of the Bontrager RT, and you can see when you put them side by side, they're quite similar. The Magicshine Seemee 200 is a little bit taller, and that's likely due to the fact that it has the secondary sensor as well. The Bontrager only has an ambient light sensor and no brake sensor, so a little bit smaller. The Bontrager does have Bluetooth connectivity, which lets you connect to a computer to monitor the output, battery, and also turn it on or off automatically, which is a nice feature. However, it is more expensive at $60, so I think the Seemee 200 is a really nice high-tech feature at a pretty good price at $40. Also, that dual LED design is quite unique and something I haven't really seen before with these kind of taillights. Now, if you look at the Seemee 180, 100, they're both quite similar, except lower output, and then the differences in prices. They both have the same light output modes, obviously different run times, and they both have brake sensor and then the the ambient light sensor as well. They all have this nice transparent body as well. So you can see, even though it almost looks dark, you can kind of tell here the front is transparent, and same thing here, this whole shell, the body is transparent. So very similar. These remind me a lot of the Topeak Aero taillight. So you can see a rectangular body. It's more compact, while the Topeak has a more flared design. I do like the fact that the Topeak has a transparent body, so when you turn this on, you can see it really lights up the whole thing compared to the Magicshine. But you do get pretty good visibility with the side visibility with the Magicshine's transparent body. It is a little bit thinner, and the fact that you can run this on both Aero and non-Aero C-posts is a really nice feature. The Seemee 30 is a little bit of an outlier from the product line. At $17, it's thinner. Does not have the brake sensor, but it does have the ambient light sensor and the same light mode options. So now let's take a look at the Seemee 100 on the road. As you can see here, it's plenty bright during the day, despite having only 100 lumen output maximum. Also, you can see the brake sensor being triggered even on bumps. This is an issue you had across the Seemee line. While it works well when you're braking, it also gets triggered on potholes and bumps, which can reduce the runtime. Now we'll go over the 8 different output modes. You have 3 constant modes, 4 flash, and then smart. What I really like about this is that dual LED elements with the various flashes. You can see here the breath mode has a nice gradient type output, with Comet being almost a reverse of that. Interactive flash doesn't quite show up well on the camera, but it actually flashes the inner and then the outer for kind of an interesting effect. Smart Day is a really nice one that leverages the ambient light sensor to actually go from a day mode to a night mode, where the night mode goes to a lower setting instead of going completely off on. Here's a little montage of all of them together. I really like the breath and then the smart. With smart, you can essentially leave it in that mode and just forget about changing the mode altogether. So it's a really nice feature. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Seemee 100. What I really like about this taillight is the battery status checker. You have 3 levels, so you can actually tell how much battery you have left instead of just guessing. Also, the ambient light sensor and motion sensor are really nice features. It gives you the smart mode and that brake sensing feature. Also, it has really excellent side and daytime visibility. Don't let the 100 lumen output fool you. It's plenty bright, and the transparent body really helps with that side visibility. Some of the cons is the fact that it uses an integrated battery. This means once that battery is depleted, you will have to replace the whole taillight. Also, one thing I don't like about this taillight is it's quite similar to Seemee 180, but it's only $5 cheaper and 80 lumens weaker. So in my mind, I feel like the Seemee 180 is a better purchase since these are so closely priced together. Also, as with the other taillights, there's actually just too many modes. It can be confusing to determine whether you're in smart mode or flash mode. Taking everything into consideration, I would give the Seemee 100 an 8.5 out of 10. This is a taillight with a lot of smart features and bright output. Thanks for watching this review. If you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist, reminding you to enjoy the ride.